everybody, and welcome back to Melanin Minds, the show where we highlight Black women and femmes in the comic book and manga industry. I'm your host, Tasha.
And I'm Ty. Hi, how are you doing today? Hope you guys are well. Hope you had water and a meal. I know there's a lot of women who watch this show, so I'm sure your iron is low. I'm sure your anemia is kicking up.
I'm
So
sure.
I'm sure.
That just means, you're not doing what you're supposed to.
Right. So if you haven't had yourself an actual, cup or glass of water, I don't care if you don't like water, you need to go ahead and invest in a Mio or some of that crystal light powder, so you can drink some water. I hope you had a full meal, not a girl dinner, but like an actual full, meal that satiates your body, that kind of thing. And then, and if you haven't, this is a great time to put this on.
It's technically dinner time because we post these at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you haven't eaten dinner, this is a good time to be eating dinner.
This is a great time to be eating dinner.
It's a great time. Watch and eat.
I don't know. Are you a YouTube person that first the question is, how much YouTube do you watch, Tashi? This is a very important question.
Because I don't watch cable, I watch lots of YouTube.
Okay.
Mostly like horror stories and crazy and comic stuff, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because so I was telling my mom, very, very quick story. I was telling my mom, I was like, we used to share a Netflix account, but Netflix has now decided, actually almost every streaming service has decided to raise their prices to.
Yeah. No, Netflix and Disney will kick you off if you're not in the household.
I think that's gonna stop me.
Every time I log into my parents' Netflix, I get kicked out.
That's insane.
Yeah,
that's insane. That has not happened to me, or that's not my personal experience. But I don't want to admit to nothing illegal. I don't think it should be illegal to share passwords, but whatever. But so me and my mom, we share a password for Netflix. No one has paid the Netflix for the last couple months. So finally, I went to go watch TV, and I was like, I'll pay Netflix. I looked at that charge. That shit said $30. $30?
Break.
Nigga. So I was like, she was just like, okay, well, she was like, is this the only thing you watch? I was like, no. I was like, actually, you have a YouTube subscription, and my YouTube subscription just went up in price, and now it is also going to be $30 a month for me and my household to watch YouTube together.
Wait,
without ads.
Premium do you have?
I have the family plan because there's like 5 people in my house.
Okay, because I thought you were talking about like the singular.
No, but the solo plan is now $20. It's basically $20 after taxes.
What happened to 8?
To which is why it's a very important question. How much YouTube do you watch? Because these subscriptions
I can deal with the ads, and because I can.
Yeah,
I don't get a whole lot because they know I don't give a crap. So they'll give me like one at the end of every like 45-minute video.
Gotcha.
This video or whatever. Now Lloyd, because he's had YouTube Premium several times, paid for it.
They got him.
Only had free trials and never paid for it. And because he complains so much about ads, he gets all the ads if he doesn't have Premium.
Dang. Yeah, not me. I can't. I've been paying for YouTube Premium for like almost half a decade. I only didn't have it for a year. I truly, because it's supposed to go and help the creators. It's supposed to help like you and me, when we monetize. Which, by the way, like, subscribe, share the video if you haven't already.
If I wasn't poor, I would do it.
Let's get into this thing properly. Let me stop talking about social media ads or whatever. I don't know. It's all the same shit.
I mean, technically, at this point, it is. But today's creator is an enigma. And I say this with a reason. She knows exactly why I said it. That's why she's laughing. She's been drawing for a while. She does art. She also bakes, which is really cool. She's done what is it called? Self-help mental health book that I do have, and I meant to actually bring it down with me since we were re-recording, and I left it in my room, but that's okay. It was a really cute magical girl themed self-help book, which immediately was like, yes. Because even though I do have comic characters behind me, the rest of my room is Sailor Mooned out.
And we love a good magical girl. We love a good spellcaster in this house.
Exactly. And I think we're both working on magical girl books. So like
We are,
we
yes.
love magical girls over here. So that was so cool. And I was good. I was doing it with my daughter too because I felt like it would be a good idea. It's definitely built for girls.
Hmm.
Excuse me. She also has done several web comics, a lot about her and her kids specifically, which is the sweetest thing. You could tell that she loves being a mom. She's a boy mom and she loves her kids.
Oh.
She actually also, hopefully I pronounced this correctly, had, correct me later, something called plantar fasciitis, which
Ooh.
is in the foot. And
Mhm.
now I feel like I should go to the doctor and ask about it because I do a lot of walking and my feet be hurting lately. So, and has recently started a podcast that talks life, mental health, anything and everything called Walkies and Talkies.
That's my that's my
Right
wear that on.
on.
Wear that on.
And it's so cute because I didn't even realize initially that she actually walks while she does the podcast. So she's getting her walking, getting her steps in,
Oh.
talking to us, and just
Oh, so
talking.
God is a woman. Got you. She got that kind of breath control. We
Right.
appreciate that.
Breath control.
Because
Yes.
you hear me walking on a podcast. Hey, listen.
She does have very good breath control because I've never heard her be out of breath. Not even gonna lie.
Insane.
The fellow neurodivergent queen, very faith and family oriented kind of person, which you can tell just by reading a lot of her comics and stuff, watching her on social media. She's what I called her the light of my social media feed or something like that. Like, because she is my, no matter what, she's my daily dose of positivity. Like, if I'm having a bad day, even if I'm still going to be having a bad day, I know I can count on her videos most of the time to at least give me a little oomph of, oh, that was great. Love it. And she starts everything with a hoopity hoo and how do you do? Love it.
Mm-hmm.
So, guys, please welcome oh, no, that's not it.
This is very.
Cameron, there we go.
And how do you do?
I swear, I'm gonna get this thing down one day. I promise. Okay, welcome back. I know we're still on our re-record tour, as I like to call it. But I'm glad you were able to find time to come back and talk to both of us now.
Yay!
Yeah.
Oh, so of course, I gave what I don't feel like is as good as last time, but you're the judge of that, not me. Introduction, and of course, you already know. Please, you tell everybody about your personal journey to getting to this point.
Okay, so hi, my name is Cammie, or my government name is Cameron Brooks. I am a comic book creator because I write and I draw. And I feel like if you just pick one, you're selling yourself short. So I am all the things. I love baking. I love making it from scratch. My favorite blog is Taste Better from Scratch. So I steal all their
Sounds
recipes.
delicious.
My favorite thing to bake, I like baking Italian bread. I mean,
Ooh.
it's so good. It's so easy and so good to make. Yes, I am. What else? I'm a certified boy mom. So, but I'm not like the mother boy moms. Let me clarify. No, I will go to bat for my son, but I will also slap him upside the head because no, my sons can be wrong. I'm not into the toxic boy mom. Yeah. And then I love writing. I love telling stories, and I feel like mental health is really important, especially for Black and brown people, because I come from the generation of like, you go to therapy? I'm like, yes, I do, and you should too. So I definitely try to incorporate that and a lot of the things that I've went through in my own journeys into my writing. And that's
Yeah.
me.
So, of course, question I asked before, so I technically know the answer to this, but I feel like the world deserves to know. Would you ever combine your love of baking and comics into like a comic style cookbook or recipe book?
I will say yes. Uh, I will say yes. I do have some ideas, and I think it would be really good. As we talked about last time, my mom, thank God for moms, but she's like, you need to make a snack time cookbook. So as being a mom during the pandemic, it was like, okay, you got to make stuff for your kids. Then we ran into the whole egg shortage. It's like, what can you make for your kids?
Mhm.
Um, and that's where I learned like to make Italian bread and to make jams from scratch and jellies. So a lot of these kid-friendly recipes I feel like would be great in a comic book style. Kind of makes it fun for the parents to read, because I look at a regular cookbook and it's pretty boring, guys. It's pretty boring. But yeah, definitely something I would like to do in the future.
Mhm. And for those who don't know, Snack Time is the name of one of her web comics, which it does go over like her and the kids like making snacks and stuff. So to have like a companion cookbook kind of thing that goes with that would like it would be like a whole package thing, which would be really cool. So can you talk about like the inception and thought process behind like Snack Time?
So I always wanted, when I first began my webcomic journey, I was interested in like, telling stories, and you write what you know. So being a stay-at-home mom for such a long time was like, okay, well, I can write stories about my adventures as a mom. And that's kind of just how it started. So it started, these little doodles of like different adventures I had with my kids. I'm like, wow, this is unbelievable and it's funny. Some of my favorite episodes, and these are real experience of my life, is like when my middle son decided to take the scissors and give his brother a haircut. I'm like, why
Oh,
would
wow.
you do that? Or when I'm working on rewriting some episodes, so one of the rewrites is chili dogs. They love Sonic the Hedgehog, and he eats chili dogs. Like, mom, make us chili dogs.
Mhm.
Nobody wanted to eat the chili dogs. So
Of
like, you
course.
go through all of this like work, this energy, the effort. You buy the
Mhm.
like, I don't know what's with Maryland, but they don't sell chili like how they out from Virginia. So it's like
Mm.
you only get one brand, and it's not the best brand of chili. But it's like you go through all the things, and then for somebody to say like, yeah, I don't like chili, I don't even like hot dogs.
Mm.
So it's just kind of like those experiences, and it's like, wow, this was hilarious. And I have so many others of just like, they're relatable to other parents of like, yeah, my kid's a picky eater too. Or or the little things of like, how the bathroom is kept after bath night. Nobody wants to go to bed. So just these really fun, relatable stories that share my experience with other parents too. Like, hey, we're not alone in this.
Yep. And as a fellow mom of three, yeah. Picky eaters. Mm. And the worst thing is when they ask for something, specifically ask for it, and then they don't want it. What do you mean you don't want this thing you asked for? What do you mean you want it? What do you mean you don't like it?
Absolutely.
Oh man. Now, you recently, and actually, you know what? I'm glad we got to do this now. You recently had a very successful Kickstarter
Mhm.
for your book, Pug and Cat, which is a story about friendship. So,
Yeah,
would you like to tell people all about Pug and Cat?
I would love to tell people all about Pug and Cat. So Pug and Cat, the story started with, I love to draw pugs and cats. And I drew this pug in a rain jacket waiting for the bus. And I'm like, what's his story? Why is he waiting for the bus? I was like, and then together, these two opposite animals, cats and dogs, never get along. Now they're getting along in this friendship story. So volume one is just like a background of the characters. We learn about Pug and how, for me, he represents the autism side of the each of us that have in us. Like, we like things in order, we like things in a particular way, we don't like certain textures or feels of things, but it's very analytical. It's the plan has to have a plan to be planned. And then there's Cat. Cat's the ADHD side where it's like, ooh, chase the dopamine. Ooh, this is fun. Ooh, ooh. And their personality is really just vibrant and full of life. They're an adventure seeker. And where these two, complete opposite personalities meet, it's that they need each other to balance themselves out. So as we go through, the later issues of the story, it's seeing how, okay, where does Cat's adventure seeking get him in trouble, and how is Pug there to, hey, maybe we should plan this out, or the opposite with Pug, hey, not every plan needs to be planned. Let's take a beat. Let's sniff the flowers. Let's experience a little bit of life instead. So it's just all of these different instances of, as adults, I want people to know that it is an animal story, but it is for adults, of just kind of like, hey, as adults, it's hard making friends, and sometimes we struggle with knowing how to make friends, or we like, well, they don't like what I like, so I'm not going to be their friend. It's taking the time to say, okay, yes, we're different, but how can we complement each other in our friendship?
Mm-hmm.
First off, congratulations on your Kickstarter, because Kickstarters, a lot of people think that it is easy, but I'm sure, as you are aware, it is not an easy task. It is not an easy task at all. So I have two questions I'll start with. The first question is, as somebody who is not just a homemaker, but someone who is a mom with multiple kids, and again, Kickstarter, congratulations again. Had to start back over. All the thoughts are linked together. Okay, so did this successful Kickstarter, and you did it while being a homemaker, while being a parent of not just one but multiple kids, and also you just have so many different creative pathways. You're a content creator and you're a traditional comic book creator. What is it like balancing all of those things along with being a neurodivergent person?
I try to incorporate everything into my life. I don't try to, separate or put everything in its own box.
Okay.
Incorporate everything together. So I write about my life experiences with my comic book creating. I got into baking because I'm a mom of kids with picky eaters. So it's just like, okay, where can I connect these things with everything else? And then I even, my youngest son, he's my editor, like, hey, read over this. Do you think this is funny? I ask them about when I'm writing Snack Time, because these characters are based off of them. It's like, hey, feel like this is authentic? Do you feel like this is something you would say? Okay, I'm thinking of changing the character design. So I bring them in to it in hopes that one day, I have one child and they are passionate about drawing comics and they write their own stories and everything. But it's that, like, hey, my favorite part is that it's a work I get to do and I get to bring them in it. You get a traditional job and you can't always like bring your kid to work day. No, your mom is bringing you regardless into, just making the comics, sharing the stories, writing I do a lot of affirmations, and it started with writing notes for my kids. And I'm like, oh, this brightens their mood. Let me share it with the world too. Kind of bringing it all together.
No, that makes sense. It's you. I know a lot of people compartmentalize their life, but you're someone who's like, all these things are happening at the same time because I've purposefully kind of connected them. All these things are connected. So no, I think that's a really cool thing. And secondly, your children are such a large part of not only your work in your life, so they're almost kind of like I wouldn't say coworkers, but they're like your creative partners in a way. What is it like having your children as as a part of your creative process, when regardless if you're drawing and making comics, or if maybe they have input on baking in that aspect?
It's fun. I like that, they get to be included in it. There are some times where it's like, there are times where like, okay, mom needs some mom time, but just having them a part of the story making process, or them saying like, okay, mom, I'm not just drawing to draw. Like, okay, mom's working on comic book pages right now. It's like, they cheer me on. They're rooting for me. Like, mom, I can't wait for you to write more. So it's just, I feel so blessed to have kids that are like interested in, like, yes, my mom's a comic book creator. Like, there was a time I was debating whether or not to go to career day, and like, you are coming, right? You, the comic book creator, are coming. And it's just that, like, for them, they get to see a Black person in a creative space, and that's someone in their immediate circle. A lot of times we get celebrities and, influencers, people outside of their sphere, but they have someone who's like actively in their life doing it, and not in a way of where I'm gonna say, not in a Joe Jackson type of way, if you will, but just kind of like, this is real. There are challenges, but look at the benefit. Look at what it can be. It can grow. Of like, okay, I saw my mom doing the hard work of building a brand, working on her comics, and I hope that for them, the biggest thing I hope that they take away in life when they're adults and they have their own children is chase your dreams with your family.
I'm sure Ty has more. I'm going to interrupt her for 2 seconds.
No, go ahead. No.
Your online presence. You are very much the positivity of a lot of people's day on social media. What is it that keeps you coming back and being positive for your audience?
I'm arrogant, so I love being somebody's favorite person on the internet. Like, I'm your favorite person on the internet. I love that for me, because in the podcast episode I'll have coming out later on, I'm talking about self-love, but there used to be a time where I hated myself, and to see that like other people, I don't have to hate myself because there's so much love that's pouring into me that I'm able to pour out to other people. So it's like, hey, you know, if you post about like, dang, my rent's late, I don't know what to do, I'm gonna repost that for you. Because it's so much hatred in the world. Look, we're in war. We got an idiot for a president. We got racists everywhere. I had to delete Substack because, they fund Nazis. And I'm like, okay,
Yep.
I'm not associated with that at all. But again, it's so easy to be hateful online. So many people, they do that. They just post. They, as my kids say, they rage bait for likes and views. And like, we don't have to. This might be the norm, but we don't have to do this. So if I see something that's like that, I'm gonna post my little spam emoji. Hi, this is spam, and because it's just as easy to be kind as it is to be hateful, and I'm always gonna choose.
And this is why the other day I said I would go to war for this woman. The way I was ready to fight people that I don't even know is crazy. Because, like, how are you going to go to the little bit of positivity in the corner of the internet that there is just to cause trouble? It doesn't make sense. Especially, and it's unfortunate that a lot of times drama and that kind of stuff is what gets likes and clicks and views and stuff like that. I wish we could like remold the algorithm to just, hey, here's something you might like because it's actually part of your interests, not because it's drama. Look, as we have seen a lot of lately. Well, it's
Right.
Back to you in the studio.
Oh, and me in the studio. You're right.
Sorry,
No, you're so right. I also was going to comment on your positivity as well. I guess the first small question: are you relatively new to the internet space as like a participant of the internet, or have you kind of always bumped around the internet in one way or another?
So I've always been here. I've actually recently restarted social media. I went. I was in a really low place. I deleted all my social media, so everything is like starting from scratch. The only thing I didn't delete that I forgot to delete was YouTube. So I have videos that are really, really old. Like, I forgot about these, and eventually I'll deal with that. But yeah, it's all like I'm starting over, and I love that for me. Like, you can start over whenever. But now I feel in a better place mentally of like, okay, hey guys, I'm not doing okay, so I'm gonna take a break for a minute. So like some of those toxic social media platforms, like I'm gonna do screen time and only do 1 hour of Facebook a day. That's it, 1 hour, and I don't. What do I need to be back on here for? Nothing.
Right.
Because you have to create boundaries for yourself. Otherwise, you get burnt out. You delete all your social media. Now it's you crying in the corner, laying on the floor because you're hungry, and the only way to feed them.
No, I get you. I understand. I think it's so interesting that you bring up like how much social media can genuinely affect your day-to-day life and
Yeah.
how it can be almost debilitating for you. So coming back to social media, restarting your social media presence, taking on this extremely positive role, and very much so. If you don't follow, what do you prefer to be called? I'm so sorry. I remember what we said at the beginning.
You can just go call me Cammie.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't call you Cammie, okay? Because sometimes I be saying things. Okay, but if you don't follow Cammie on TikTok, you should, because it's very funny. Because my TikTok right now is in chaos. It's in shambles. And then I get it, hoobity hoo, and how do you do? And I'm like, oh wow, what a pleasant voice amongst the chaos.
Great.
little ray of sunshine here. What a pleasant energy. So going from kind of, resetting your own social media, in this new version of your social media, where now you have a much more positive, positive frontwards facing social media presence. How do you think that is affecting you now that you're kind of like in the space of making positive content, or unintentionally or intentionally? Do you think that it is overall just like you feel more energized? Or do you still find yourself like getting sucked into social media and feel like you need to take a step away? Or do you feel like you just in general have better boundaries?
I definitely have better boundaries, and I do feel more energized. It's if one person sees the hoobity hoo, how do you do, and they're like, oh, I love this green, like where's the merch or whatever, or it brightens their day. Then I've done my assignment, and I'm going to log off social media until it's time for me to either check notifications or post again and move on, because we get trained when we get a phone to like scroll, and then if your team iPhone Sunday, hey, you was on your phone for 10 hours.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
mind your business.
Google, I didn't ask you all that. Just
No,
Yeah.
I got stuff to do. But at the same time, I'm loving being that light in somebody's life, because as a person who's been in a dark place, if you don't have any light, you're not gonna know you're in the dark until you have light. And if I get to be the light, say, hey, there's hope, keep going. Hey, hoobity hoo, how do you do? Like, genuinely, I want to know, how are you? Maybe I can't help you financially or something, but I can be that listening ear. I can say, hey, I hope you have a good day today, because we need more positivity. And I look at like my inspiration for being a positive light, especially in the indie comic book space and the art creative space, because we all know that it's a struggle being a creative. We get the imposter syndrome. You get all the AI people trying to take our space from us.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're an independent creator, it's the fight of like, okay, you've got this big conglomerate that you're fighting against just to make a name for yourself. So it's just like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, I'm just trying to make a little splash for the ripple for my people, So that's where I'm at. I think that answers the question.
Yeah, it does. It definitely does. And I think last question for me, in this process of doing so many amazing things, what would you say, across all the things that you've done, has provided you, both your biggest challenge, but also where you feel like you've achieved the most? I mean, I guess they could be two separate things, but out of all the projects that you're working on, what would you say has been the most challenging thing that you've worked on, and what would you say has been giving you the biggest reward in return?
This is really recent, so it's definitely starting the Walkies and Talkies podcast.
Mm-hmm.
In conversation with another podcaster friend named Latoya Cherie, and she was like, "You got to make the podcast," because she has a podcast. And like, you have the content, you're already doing it, and so it's like, I don't know how to do it. So it's just kind of like, take a moment, bet on myself, get the information, like how, and it a lot of times, like if I'm on YouTube and I'm looking for the information, I'm like, I got to download this app, I don't have enough storage, all of these different things of like hurdles in the way. And it's like, it doesn't have to be complicated. It can just be me outside, voice memo, walking and talking, and just being able to like, wow, I had been doing this. I have been on a podcast. I just wasn't in a formal podcast setting. So it's just kind of like change of perspective. if you will. Really like, oh wow, I've been doing this the whole time, thinking something that like nobody's gonna listen. I'm not gonna be able to do this. And it's like, pause, change your perspective. And here we are. I have a podcast. I've got people listening to like these random musings that are, you know, shaping people's lives and helping them. And I love that.
Yes, we do. We do.
Especially considering that you started what? A week ago? 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, last week Tuesday was episode 1.
Yeah. You've had some good engagement. Like, you're doing good. You can already see it. So you keep going, and it's going to grow a lot. My final, question is actually has to do with your spirituality and your belief system, and how that has influenced your work, and maybe also like guided you through your work.
So this is a tough one, but I've went through too many experiences in my life to not say that God doesn't exist. For me, God is very real, and I've had too many near-death experiences to not see God reflected in my life. And anytime that I've tried to, the biggest struggle is separating art from my personality, because the broke artist mentality, the imposter syndrome of like, okay, well, I'm just not gonna make art anyway. And when I tell you the physical heartache that I would go through of like packing up my sketchbooks and my journals and not create it anymore, and I would just feel so broken and empty. And I mean, you have bad days and you go through these waves of depression, but to feel truly a shell of myself, it was eye-opening. It was like, why do I keep hurting myself? Like, if God called me to be an artist, I'm gonna be an artist. And so it just was like, I'm gonna make it anyhow. With the Kickstarter journey, there was that, we hit that paywall, and it was like, okay, it doesn't matter. Kickstarter don't tell me if I can make a comic or not. I'm gonna still draw the pages. I'm still gonna say, hey, I made a book, it's for sale. Maybe it won't be as big or elaborate as Kickstarter can help, but I can still do it. I don't need someone else's yes to say what God already said yes. So I know that whatever I create is already blessed by God, because he blessed me to be an artist. And so I'm just going to keep telling stories and keep writing, keep drawing, and be in the light, and hope that, and I'm not a door-to-door Christian salesman, but if you've had that encounter with God, then you know that it's like, it's important. You've got to have something to believe in, especially with all that's going on in the world, all the instances where it could have been over for you. Maybe we should try Jesus.
Yeah.
Hey, you should try him.
I'm a definitive believer in if it was put on your heart and you have a passion for it and a desire for it that won't go away, at some point in time, it's meant for you.
Absolutely.
So, all right. So in the finals, I would like to ask if you have any words of advice for any other up and coming creators, artists, Black women especially. Just any words of advice for them.
Do the dream. Follow your dream. And if you don't know where to start with your dream, what did you believe in when you were a kid? That's your dream. Now go follow it. For me, I love playing with dolls when I was a girl, creating fanciful stories with my Barbies. And now I create fanciful stories with characters I draw. So what was that childhood dream? That's your assignment. Go for it.
All right. So, because I haven't gotten to say it yet, my recommendation this week will be Stephanie Williams' Temporal. Get that, check it out. It's really good. Obviously, it's written by Stephanie. I haven't read a bad book by Stephanie in my life, and I own pretty much all of them. So, definitely check out Temporal by Stephanie Williams.
Yes. I have 2 recommendations. One is a YouTube channel, just because I am going to indoctrinate everyone to watch YouTube. One way or another. I don't know. I just think she's hey, hold on now. Hold on now. Some people might just come here to see us because we're cool. Hey, hey. Anywho, if you're on YouTube and you're not following or engaging with the musings of a curvy lady, she is a Black woman who talks about health, beauty, and health and beauty, specifically for Black women. It is, if you've ever wanted to know hygiene tips. I know every Black woman likes to be clean and has her own way, but she be dropping some gems. Also things about health and beauty. So if you're someone who's into makeup, or if you're someone who's into general, beauty and skincare and body care and things of that nature, lots of great information. And she's very funny and sweet, and she chunky. So my kind of gal. And then for the comic book recommendation, I'm going to recommend you Bingo Love by T. I know everyone's name. I do. Franklin. There we go. It was gonna come. It was gonna happen. T. Franklin. First off, love you, T. Second off, Bingo Love is a certified hood classic. So it's beautiful. It's queer. It's sweet. It's emotional. And I think that in a time in which Black women are being policed for a lot of different things, having some beautiful representation of Black women, especially older Black women at that, experiencing love and going through their lives and finding love in odd places is beautiful. It's just beautiful. So definitely check that out.
Yeah, and I think it was my first sapphic graphic novel, actually.
There's not very many sapphic,
that's true,
Black femme graphic novels to begin with.
That's very true, but it was definitely my first one. I think I found like one or two more since then. But it is my favorite one though. All right, Cammie Cam, tell all the people where they can find and follow you, get your books, all the things, and just be a part of your beautiful corner of the internet.
I am Cammie, Cam Comics everywhere. And if it's not that, try cammie.cam.comics everywhere. Substack is no longer available, so check out my Ko-fi, which is kofi.com/CammieCamComics to get all of my books, all of the blogs, all of the things.
The Substack. That's why I thought about a Substack for 2 seconds, like last year, and then I found out about it, and I said, "Oh, never mind."
I would suggest Ko-fi actually for you. It has a blog function, and it has a subscription function as well. So if you still want to do it, I definitely would say Ko-fi.
I will think about it. I think now that I've put everything on the website, it's just like, it'd be nice for money.
It would be. Hello, hi. I'm Ty. I go by Black and Culture. That's BLAQUE, the letter N, KULTURE online. I'm pretty much everywhere, but you can Google me. I do pop up. And when I'm not Black and Culture, I'm Ty over at Off Black Magazine, the only Black international nerd culture magazine, where we are striving to be the Jet and Ebony of nerd culture magazine. So if you want to know more about nerd culture through the eyes and perspectives of amazing Black people, you should definitely go over there and follow us there and support us, because we be doing cool, crazy things over there too. And yeah.
We'll be doing some cool, easy things, actually.
Yes, I do be doing. I'm actually just like, I'm out here. I'm really on my Andre 3000 shit. Some days I'm dropping like the hottest mixtape you've ever heard, and then another day I'm out there in Hawaii playing the flute. But yeah, it's Black and Culture, and then Off Black. That's OFFBLXXK, because we're special.
Because it's cool.
Because it's cool.
It's cool. I'm sure it exactly said because he knew it was cool.
Because he knew it was cool. Yes.
It was part of it. All right, everybody. I'm your host, Natasha or Tashi. If you enjoy this episode, please like, comment, subscribe. All right. For the beautiful, beautiful algorithm that definitely isn't trying to help push us anywhere. Because we're Black women. Make sure you follow Melanin Minds on Instagram at MelaninMinds24. Also, check out the Melanin Minds website, which currently is melaninminds.card.co. Yeah, put that in the right order this time. For our website, where I have a blog, which is mostly reviews of comics by Black women, and an entire database of Black women who work in comics. I'm talking writers, artists, editors, personalities, organizations, coming soon, conventions. So it is in different categories. So you can just click on the category of what Black women working in comics you are looking for. And then there will be an entire sprawl. If you click on that person, it will take you to their individual website, social media, whatever is linked there for you to be able to find them. It's expanding almost daily. I've kind of gotten it to a point where we're kind of concentrated because spent a lot of time filling in a lot of people. So that is there. So if you're looking for a Black woman who works in comic books or manga, artist, writer, all the things, there is an entire database there for you. Cameron's on there. She's in 2 spots because she's a writer and an artist. Ty is also on there. I don't know if she knows that.
I never know. Don't worry. I never know what's going on. Don't worry about it.
But yeah, so do make sure to subscribe, like, check out the website, all the things, follow us on social media, and remember, as I always say, a small flame can become a huge blaze. And we'll see you guys on the next episode. Bye.
Bye.